Hey everyone, good evening. It's Matt Radford here from Roofr.com. And tonight I'm speaking with Steve Spence from Project Map It. And next Wednesday, he will be in a webinar with Pete McKendrick. He's going to be talking about social proof and how Project Map It can help your business grow. And tonight we're going to touch on a little bit of that. We'll talk about how Project Map It came to be. And we're going to talk a little bit about the webinar and yeah, let's get started. I'll introduce you to Steve. Here he is. Welcome to Steve. Welcome. Here you are, Steve.
What's up, Matt
Here,
Radford?
here you are. I couldn't find you for a minute there. I lost you in the lower left corner.
I'm here. I'm here.
That's good. So how are you?
I'm great. I'm doing really
That's
well.
good.
How are you?
I'm fantastic as I can be up here in Canada. It's pretty cold. It's been
Yeah,
chilly up here lately. It's August and we had to have our furnace on, which is
really.
uh which is strange. Yeah, it's been pretty cold, but I like the autumn and the fall. So like this is my kind of weather, hot chocolate and campfires.
I'm the opposite. I'm in Maryland, and it's been a heat wave all summer and a pain in the
Wow.
butt. We even went up to Maine with my family and thought, oh, we'll at least get some cool air. And it was like 85 and humid, 88 and humid. But it today was the first day, or last couple of days have been pretty cool. So
Yeah. Yeah, and
yes,
it's
sir.
amazing because where I'm at in southwestern Ontario, Maine is actually farther north than me in Canada.
Huh.
Yeah. So
Very
there's
cool.
actually there's actually quite a few places that in the United States that are farther north than I am. Minnesota is farther north than me as well.
There you
So
go.
it's yeah.
Who
So
would have
where
thunk?
exactly. So tell us a little bit about Project Map It. What
Uh,
what is your company's value driver and what is it that you do to help roofers?
we are in our biggest value prop. We have a few, but our biggest value prop is we are a very good sales tool that will help sales teams close more deals because of what you mentioned earlier, the social proof that Project Map It offers a contractor. So we work with all contractors. Roofing's our biggest industry.
That's good. So roofing is your how many so what other industries are you in? Plumbing,
Yeah.
HVAC?
Yep.
Yeah,
We got HVAC, pool companies, realtors, lenders, home stagers, a lot. Our second best is probably bathroom remodelers, concrete coatings.
gotcha. So what was the background behind the business and how
Yep.
did you come up with the idea to do this for contractors?
Yeah, I didn't come up with the idea. I was the first ever employee, and now I'm one of the owners. We have 5 of us that manage and have a partnership. I'm the only one out of the owners that actually works at Project Map It, though, so it is my baby. I love it. I'm very proud of where it's taken off. Um, it started, so I was a teacher for 20 years, Matt. I don't know if you knew that. So I
No,
taught
I
for
didn't.
20 years. Yeah. So I taught high school mathematics, special education mathematics for 20 years. I can teach the crap out of algebra, but beyond that, I probably wouldn't be able to do very well. Um, and I also in Maryland, we're a big lacrosse state. So I was a high school lacrosse player, college lacrosse player, and I've been coaching all ages, but I was a varsity head coach of the high school I taught at for 15 years. So there's a reason why I said all that. The origin of Project Map It came from one of my past lacrosse players. He graduated in 2004. He owned a roofing company, saw a need for something like our tool, hired a couple guys that are actually still part owners of Project Map It, and they put the code together and built a map. And fast forward to me, I had seen the previous owner in 2 different grocery stores. I haven't seen him for 10 years. Again,
Mhm.
graduated in 2004. Saw him 2 different ends of our county in 2 different grocery stores, a Safeway and a Food Line. And next thing you know, he's like, "We need to talk, Coach Spence." So we met up, and that was in December of 2017. And it took about 3 months and some personal things that happened in my life, and I came on board. I left a 20-year successful career for the most part, and took the leap of faith. And here I am, 6.5 years later, going on 7 years.
Wow. So tell me, let's talk about social proof for a minute. What is social proof? We hear this a lot on
Yeah.
social media. And what is social proof and why is it so crucial for businesses today?
Yeah. So a lot of contractors, I present a lot about this specific topic all over the US, and a lot of contractors haven't heard of that
Hmm.
social proof words. So it's the mentality or the psychology of a homeowner or anybody really in our scenario, in our industry, the homeowner, but it's a psychology. It's like the following the herd psychology. If
Yeah.
you prove as a roofing company that your past customers love you, trust you, are loyal to you, appreciate you, um, if you can show that to a prospect, somebody that you're giving a free roof estimate to right after you took the roofer measurement
Hmm.
and completed a roofer proposal for that homeowner, uh, you'll be able to win that. You'll be able to win that person, right? Like social proof encompasses before and after photos, right? Company Cam, one of our partners, they do a great job of that. But before and after photos, reviews are obviously a huge form of social proof. Having a
Hmm.
great website, being able to show that you're an expert in your industry through social media platforms. So that's the stuff that encompasses social proof. And the need for it now in the technology space for roofing companies in this scenario is important, right? Because the buyers today have changed. Obviously, in different pockets of the United States and Canada, the market, maybe it's an older market, and the older market hasn't, meaning age-wise, hasn't embraced technology as much. But
Yeah.
I mean, the data and the statistics are out there. Millennials are buying fixer-uppers because that's what they can afford. So the new generation, the younger population that grew up with digital devices in their hand are the ones that are buying houses. So when a roofing company goes out, the buyer has changed. So that means we as a contracting company should start considering changing the way we're presenting our company story to that said younger person.
100%.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So what has been the pain, the blocker that Project Map It helps solve in a roofing business? How do you help them with that, with social proof?
Yeah. So any contracting company, right? A roofer goes into a homeowner's house if that's the way they present,
Hmm.
uh, and they're competing against two, three other roofing companies, right? So the goal now is let's leverage technology. Let's get a proposal in under 4 minutes
Yeah.
using Roofr. Let's get some measurements of the roof so that we can build that proposal, a good, better, and best deal in under 4 minutes. Let's wow the homeowner. And then on top of that, let's show Project Map It right after you say, here's our good, better, and best deal. It's going to cost $30,000 to put a new roof on. Now they've got to prove why. Why are they the best one? And that's what our platform does. We're just in a minute or less, it's an interactive map, right? So imagine a roofing company being able to display 1,500 of their past installs and repairs and other things where we can put windows, doors, anything you want on there, gutters. But you pop open a map, hey, it's going to cost $30,000, and I know I'm competing against other people, but this is why you should choose us over the competition. You swipe right on an iPad and the map pops up and you've got 1,500 pins on a map. And the owner's like, holy cow, like, have you done all that work in our area? Yeah. And
Oh
then you
yeah,
can
yeah.
zoom, you,
They,
you
they
can
they
zoom.
look at it and say, "You did Maureen's house down the street."
Well, so
Yeah,
that's
I get.
exactly what's happened. I've been on roof inspections and I get
Yeah,
zoomed in to that person's home. We have a little geolocator, so the sales consultant can click a little button, it'll zoom in where they're sitting at the house, and you can
yeah,
see 5 or 6 pins around the house. And you said it. Yeah, I mean, you could probably tell you what, if you stop with Roofer, we'll hire you over here, Matt. But
yeah.
the one person literally, I have a text message. The homeowner literally said, "Oh, click on that pin. Oh, that's Sam and Sue's house. If you did their work, I tell you what, I'm going to literally cancel my 4 o'clock quote appointment. You've got our job because if Sam and Sue are using you, we're using you."
Yeah, yeah. Now, so what are a few hurdles that you see that roofing companies have in adopting software like yours? What are maybe three major hurdles?
What do you see in your company where they have a hard time adopting? Look, in general, right? Most companies are leveraging software
Hmm.
20-40% of the way, right? So there is a shift, right? I think roofing companies are starting to recognize technology is a big part of the business now. Maybe they're handing down their business. It's a family business to their son or daughter, and they're embracing technology because they grew up on it. Um, but there is always that pain point where it's like, hey, did you know Project Map It does this? Even though we showed them and trained them, and they're like, no, I didn't know that. Oh, we could
Yeah,
totally use that.
yeah,
So it's like me, right? Our company is scaling pretty exponentially now. And so we started looking at our CRM. We use what's called HubSpot, and I started really diving in, getting trainings from the CSMs there, and I didn't realize that HubSpot could do so many different things. And so I was probably leveraging my CRM only 40% of the way. And now that I am leveraging it, let's say 70%, still not leveraging it the way I could, I'm sure, we've gotten some efficiencies in place, some processes in place that make our lives a lot easier in our company.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
embracing it and understanding it, the
Yeah.
technology.
And really educating the user is a big deal for us. That's something that I've
It
done
is.
here at Roofer since I started back in 2020. You've probably seen my videos all over Facebook showing how to do DIY, and so education for us at Roofer has always been key in helping contractors
Yeah.
adopt the software.
The
So
nice thing,
okay,
Matt, about our software, it's not hard to use, right? We're pins on a map. We do have filters. So a big pain point for roofing companies, and this being in the industry for so long,
yeah,
like I'm at a house and the woman's like, "Hey, I want to see a Moray Black Certainty Landmark Pro roof.
mhm,
Can you show me one?" What does that roofer have to do? They have to call the office. They have to call their supply company. They have to call their manufacturing rep, and say, "Hey, can you tell me where there's a roof in the area this color so I can send my homeowner to Project Map?" It does it for you. You literally click a button that says Moray Black, and the map interactively changes to only show
yeah,
pins of Moray Black roof. So now you can, in seconds, tell a homeowner go down there, go down the street, or
wow.
show pictures of it, because our system puts the pictures of that roof that they installed on the pin.
That's amazing. So it's pretty in depth. It's not
It
just
is.
seeing a pin on the home. They can click on that pin and then get the actual details of that job.
Correct. And we also talk about the importance of reviews. Our system will bring in Google reviews. We have a direct integration with the Google business profile. So
Mhm,
let's say I have 150 Google reviews at Matt Raffer's roofing company out of Canada, and I
mhm.
get a review today. Well, our system will look at your Google business profile every night at midnight, bring in any new reviews. So you never have to update it. So now you got the things that homeowners are looking for: local reputation, pins on a map around your area so you can see that this company does work in your area; quick
Mhm.
filter system that allows you to filter by shingle color, whatever you want; you have reviews that you can show, and you have pictures of the work. So it's everything a homeowner is looking for.
So how can customer reviews impact a company's reputation and influence potential clients down the road?
I mean, that's my bread and butter of my presentation. So yeah, so let's talk about that. So we'll talk about, so the inspection that one of the inspections I went on,
Hmm.
the sales rep, right? We all know, anybody that's going to watch this knows, when I'm sitting at the kitchen table or just talking to a homeowner, the homeowner's leveraging the fact that whether they even met another company or not, but they're already saying, like in this case the example that I'm sharing, the rep already knew that he was competing against a low baller, probably a handyman that puts on roofs,
Hmm.
not using the right shingle brand, not a great shingle and stuff like that. Going to make mistakes. He knew that he was competing against another GF. In this scenario, was a GF presidential uh, contractor. So he already knew he was competing against. So what do reviews do? Positive reviews will help a homeowner choose you, even if you are more expensive, because of the social proof, right? They're seeing that, dang, you have 500 5-star reviews, or even 4.5-star reviews, 500. I know that this other company only had 100 or 50.
Hmm.
And because you have that ability to show that you are trusted and you have these great reviews, a homeowner will spend up to 31%. I mean, the statistic that I've read is 31% more. So you're going to win over that low baller that said, "Hey, it's going to be $3,000 less." So the homeowner says, "Hey, man, I met with this company that said it's $3,000 less." Well, you're going to say, "Okay, I get that, but look at our local reputation, look at our reviews," and I'm going to tell you, the person that is bidding $3,000 less, more than likely, you're going to have my company come out and fix that roof because they didn't use good material.
Hmm.
They didn't properly put that roof on. You're going to end up paying $5,000-$10,000 to fix the mistakes that they made. Choose us, and this is why.
Yeah, yeah. So this boils back. This goes back down to social proof, right?
Always.
So social proof is basically proving through social media that you're legitimate, that you are a
Yep.
legitimate company,
Not only legitimate, but the
the
best for
best.
the job. And reviews obviously help with, it's one of the top ways to help with search engine optimization, right? The more reviews on Google, the better Google likes you, the more you're going to be found on local searches and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, what are some easy ways that businesses can integrate social proof into their existing sale processes?
I think one thing that is a big miss for contractors, and again, I've spoken and presented in front of probably 1,000 contractors over the last year, if not more. And the one thing, the big aha moment is 57% of that buying process of the homeowner, they've already made up their mind 57% of the way before your sales rep even knocks on that door to provide that estimate. So a lot of companies, what are you doing? So if I could give any advice to anybody that's watching the spotlight, what are you doing before your sales rep, Steve, knocks on that door? And one of the big advices I give, and the contractors are always like, that's actually a really good idea, is pre-appointment emails, or if you're using a Roofr or whatever to send out a pre-appointment text, whatever it is, put something more than just, hey, your rep Steve's going to come out at 2:00 on Thursday. If you have any questions, call us at this number or email me at this address.
Mhm.
Instead of just something bland like that, put a video of your sales rep in there, right? So when they click on that and they see that email or text, and it's like, hey, I'm Steve, I'm your rep. This is what to expect when I get out there. We're going to use company cam. We're going to sit at your kitchen table for 25 minutes. If you'd rather me not, just let me know at the beginning. I can always just come, not bother you, send you the Roofr proposal. We use Roofr to send over your quotes. But they meet Steve before Steve knocks on that door. In this day and age, that's a big thing. So a video of your sales rep is huge. Putting a link to look, I'll plug myself, whether it's a link to your Project Map It portfolio that goes to your website, because our map lives on people's websites as well. So we're a bit of a marketing tool. So, hey, take a look at the 1,500 projects we've done in your local area. Click this button, right? So now they're going to Project Map It, or maybe it's just a link to your Google reviews, whatever. But in that pre-appointment communication, whatever that is, get yourself out there and tell your company story before your rep even knocks on that door.
Oh, yeah, 100% agree. A video it helps build that rapport, before you're even there. I know we hate that word rapport.
No, but I'll tell you, I actually found the video, and I might put it in my presentation deck. I always share this story, and I know we only have 20 minutes, but so I'll try to be quick. But speaking about the power of video, I bought a 22-foot camper trailer. We're big outdoors people in the Spence family, and I had a Tacoma. Well, the first day I drove that camper home, the first thing I thought about was like, hey, honey, can we get a Tundra instead? This Tacoma doesn't pull it. So this was the process, Matt, in under a minute. I say, hey, hun, I went on CarMax there. I've looked at a couple Tundras. I think I can get a Tundra for about the same monthly price. Steve, hell no, you're not going out to get a car. Suck it up, Buttercup. We're not doing it. Okay. So I then go and I'm looking deeper, and I say, hey, I called this guy, Ernesto, at Toyota down in Annapolis, Maryland. And he said, it's $16,000. No, you're not going. Like any good husband, what do? I call Ernesto. He's like, let me send you a video. Power of videos, man. All it took was Ernesto taking a video of him in front of the Tundra and
Mhm.
sending me the video in a text. I forward that video to Kim. I'm like, just let me go look at it. You can go look at it, but you're not buying it. 6 hours later, I came home with a Tundra. And the only reason I got to the point where I could go to the dealership was because of the video.
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing.
It built
That's amazing.
trust.
Yeah,
It
it
built
builds
trust.
trust. Yeah, yeah, you get to see the person's face before you even make the purchase. It's amazing.
Think about
So,
that, roofing companies. You get to meet the person before the homeowner meets the person, right? Like you're meeting them through video so you feel comfortable. Build
yeah.
trust.
So here's a question. I'm sure this is on a lot of contractors' minds,
Okay.
and you might be able to have the answer. Y- How can businesses respond when they get a negative review? How can they respond in a way that still builds trust and credibility? And do you have an example?
Yeah. I mean, I share an example in my presentation. So just a little bit about reviews, right? So search engines, Google being the best, they crawl all this written remarks about you. And not only are they crawling the data of your company that somebody leaves a written testimonial for you, but they're also crawling the data of your reply, right? So
Hmm.
Google wants to see that a company is replying to reviews as well. And everybody hates negative reviews. Everybody. And it's like 1 in 10 contractors understand like a negative review is actually not bad and can actually help your SEO. And the reason is Google looks at that and says, this company is a real company. If I have 1,000 5-star reviews, dude, I would love it. We have 122 5-star reviews, and nobody's given us a bad review. But Google looks at it and they're kind of like, I mean, is this a real company? Are these people calling their family members and saying, can you leave us a review on Google? So it's not authentic. So a negative review can make your company look authentic. Now, look, don't get me wrong. If you have 60 reviews and 30 of them are 1 star, that's not a good look for you. But you get like a sprinkling of 1, 2, 3 stars, it's not going to hurt your SEO. It's going to help it because it shows that you're a real company. You respond to it not combatively. Like you don't want to be like, hey, like a lot of reviews are right disgruntled people. I was just talking to one of our customers yesterday about a review, and he fired somebody, and that person's girlfriend wrote a bad review. Right? Like it wasn't a real review. It wasn't a true customer. It was a disgruntled worker, ex-worker's girlfriend. So, it's okay to put, hey, I'm not really sure. We looked in our database. We didn't find you, but we are more than welcome to answer any questions you have. We're sorry about the experience, but give us a call. Another thing about dealing with negative reviews, don't put your company name, don't put your company employees' names in that written response that you give to that negative review. Hey, our sales rep, Matt Radford, never even came to your house, so I don't know who you are. But when you're putting a negative review about Matt Radford's roofing company, it's not okay. Don't put names. Because what happens is Google search engines will crawl that data and they'll associate a negative review with the actual company because you're literally putting your company name in there. It's just not a good idea to do that.
Yeah. So does it actually hurt your SEO to have Google take down negative reviews?
No.
No?
I mean, if Google is taking down a negative review, it means it's like hard for, right? Anybody knows when you get a bad review, it's tough, right? To get
I
Google
don't
to
know. I've
take
never got
anything
one.
down.
I never got a bad
Me
review, so
neither. Me
I don't
neither.
know
So,
how
I
hard
mean,
it is.
maybe my marketing agencies might see this spotlight and be like, Steve, you were wrong in that answer. But no, I mean, if Google's saying, hey, I took this down for a good reason, Google's not going to give you a strike against it. They actually approved the idea that you took it down, that they took it
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. All right. I got one more question here, and then we'll let you go and get back to
Okay.
your work here. So, what what emerging trends do you see coming out for business growth, and how can roofing companies stay ahead of the curve? So, what emerging trends do you see in the roofing industry?
I mean, technology is the trend. I mean, honestly, if you're not using technology now, you're behind the curve. I would say I've only been working in this industry, again, teacher for 20 years. For 6 years, I've been in this industry. And the way the buyer's mentality, psychology, whatever you want to call it, and the way roofing companies are presenting now totally catapulted. So I would really strongly encourage the idea, and we already mentioned the trend that the buyers are younger, right? We got millennials make up, I think, 43% of the home buying now in the United States. Sorry, I don't know the statistics for Canada, but younger buyers, they grew up with digital devices. It's time to wake up contracting companies and start leveraging things like Roofr, CRMs to streamline your processes to make things quicker, using visualization tools or whatever. Like that is the emerging trend. In fact, my good buddy who Pete McKendrick, who I'm going to be on the webinar with, he's the one that taught me through your Roof Rise. Did I say that right?
Roofr Rise. Yeah.
Roofr Rise.
Roofr
Sorry,
Road.
Roof Rise.
Yeah.
I said Roof Rise. I knew that didn't sound right. Your Roofr Rise shows, he said, like last year when you did them the first go around, that the trend that he saw was people that owned a business for 2 years or younger tended to embrace technology a little bit more than people that owned a business 5 years or more. So I actually share that with all my presentations. So yeah, the trend is definitely younger buyers means let's present differently. When I was a teacher, the way I taught in 1999 when I started to the way I taught in 2000, like 2010, when, well, 13 was my last year, but like in 2008, 9, 10, technology in the classroom became a big thing.
Yeah.
Right. My wife is still a teacher of 23 years. And guess what? Everybody got Google Chromebooks and stuff like that. And kids started using technology in the classroom. Everything was really cool. And the kids were like engaged and everything's good. Guess
Yeah.
what? That was like 7 years ago.
Hmm.
Now, using a laptop in a classroom is like old hat for kids. They could care less that you have a laptop.
Yeah.
Like my
Yeah.
wife came home yesterday. School just started in our county. And she's like, yeah, I mean, the county isn't even giving the kid, like the county used to give every kid a laptop in our county. They don't do it anymore because kids are like, it's not, it's like old hat now.
That's crazy. I've been out of school since I haven't been in school for 34 years, right? I remember I remember the teachers saying, "You got to show all your work in math because you're not going to have a calculator in your pocket all the time." And well,
Uh,
guess what, Mrs.
that's
Samus?
exactly right. Well, when we were in, when I was in second grade, third grade, whatever, and I'm 50, so I don't even have a clue like how old it was, like about telling time. Kids
Yeah,
can't tell time now because they use their phone.
yeah, yeah.
So
That's where we teach our kids all that stuff. They're doing what's the handwriting, the
cursive.
cursive handwriting. See, I don't even remember what it's called. I write in all caps. I print in chicken scratches. So
I
yeah, they're the
cannot, like, when I was in college and you were taking a exam or whatever, like a statewide or whatever, and you had to go into a building to take like your SAT, and
mhm.
you had to write in cursive like the rules. You had to like copy it. I didn't know how to write it myself. But
Yeah,
no, you're a better parent than I. I don't teach our kids cursive. I don't teach them how to read an analog clock. I mean, there's no use to it anymore. People
yeah,
used to type. People used to have typewriting classes. They don't have typewriting classes anymore. Pretty soon, it's going to be like how to quickly type with two thumbs.
yeah. That's true. Well, it's true. Well, short of
Anyway,
World War III happening in my children's lifetime, I think you're right.
yeah,
They
we
might
got
need
off
to
topic there
practice
because I'm a
sundials.
teacher, but I
That,
apologize.
that, that's okay. When it comes to talking about technology with contractors, I've started roofing in 1999, right?
Mhm.
And when I started shingling, my father-in-law was the one who taught me, and he would not touch a nail gun to save his life. He was a
Yeah,
hatchet, twirling the nails in his hands. And to try to get him to use a nail gun, oh, I'm not using that technology, blah, blah, blah. When he finally put a nail gun in his hand, I'd say maybe 15 years later,
yeah,
he loves it. He loves it. He
that's
uses it.
great.
It's getting them to put it in their hand and actually, you
S-
know,
Seeing the
get
power.
using it.
Yeah.
Yeah, see the power, feel the power, and the speed, everything. The efficiency. It's a time saver. Technology is a huge time saver, and social
Well,
proof. Getting
and
your business legitimized is
and
key.
and and with our relationship with Roofer, we aren't like 100% crazy integrated with Roofer and all that kind of stuff, but we do have some cool things that Pete and I are going to talk about. The instant estimator can be embedded onto our landing page because we do have a landing page that kind of gives a roofing company a little more online presence.
Yeah.
We can build out a PDF. Our company will build out a one-page PDF that they can stick in all the roofer proposals. So we'll
Hmm.
show an example of what that might look like. So that'll be pretty fun to be talking to Pete about some of those things that we do work hand in hand together.
That's great. I'm really looking forward to that, and that's next Wednesday night. All right,
If you,
Steve.
if you say
Thank
so.
Yeah, that's the next. Yeah, Wednesday the
The
28th.
28th, is that
Don't do
it?
that to me, man. Don't do that.
No,
You
I
now
know
you have
I
me
know it's the
second guessing.
28th. I just didn't know what day the 28th is.
Yeah, it's a Wednesday. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, Steve.
Thanks,
And
brother. Appreciate you.
we'll look forward to seeing you next Wednesday night with
Yes,
Pete.
sir. Thank
All right, everyone. This is Matt Radford, and you heard it from Steve. Project Map It. He's going to be on with Pete next Wednesday. It's the 28th. They'll be talking about how to use technology to run your business more efficiently and meet the demands of today's buyers. So they're going to help you understand the evolution of buyers and technology, how to leverage social proof and reviews, and you'll also be able to discover Roofer and Project Map It solutions to help drive business success. So thank you very much for tuning in to the Roofr Spotlight. Once again, I'm Roofer Matt Radford. See you next time.